Given the concerns with warming of the Earth's surface temperature and the repercussions that come with it, governments around the world have been debating how to address climate change. These negotiations have produced several important agreements. In 1998, the United Nations Environment Programme created an international body called the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. Its initial task was to 1. Prepare a review and recommendations based on the science of climate change. 2. Provide an assessment of the social and economic impact of climate change. And 3. Formulate potential response strategies and actions. The very first IPCC report was issued in 1990. In 1997, the third COP meeting resulted in the Kyoto Protocol, the first legally binding treaty that required developed countries to reduce emissions by a collective average of 5% below 1990 levels. Then came the Paris Agreement, a landmark binding international treaty that was adopted by 196 parties. The agreement's overarching goal is to hold the increase in the global average temperature to well below 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, and pursue efforts to limit the temperature increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Under the agreement, countries are supposed to submit targets known as Nationally Determined Contributions, or NDCs. NDCs are national climate plans highlighting climate actions, including climate-related targets, policies and measures which governments aim to implement in response to climate change and as a contribution to global climate action. According to the Climate Action Tracker, an independent scientific project that tracks government climate action and measures it against the globally agreed Paris Agreement, the only scenario in which we can limit temperature increases to about 1.5 to 2 degrees Celsius is if all announced targets, including NDCs, net zero, and longer-term strategies are implemented.